See, I don't do recordings, guys. I feel like if we have Zooms, you should find a way to get on. But I know Katie is full of energy and she's full of tips, and so I will record and do my best to try to figure out how to upload it. So, Katie, yay! Tell us a little bit about you, and just tell us about you.
I would love to. So, y'all, I'm seriously no one special. I actually was that scaredy cat that decided I'm just going to do this and see what happens. It was actually the product that reeled me in. It was the hair, skin, nails, and it was back in 2014 when I was a customer for the hair, skin, nails. And it was a funny thing how much I loved hair, skin, nails. I was obsessed with it. I wore hair extensions before, and this product saved my life. So I was telling everybody about it. My friends, my family were all ordering through the girl that I ordered through. And so I didn't know that I could be making money and be a consultant. I had no idea until one of my sorority sisters actually posted in one of our sorority pages and decided to let everybody know that this is something she was doing. And I decided to sit down and hear what this whole thing was about. Of course, I said no. And it took me a few days to finally say yes. The past with my mom being in some of the companies like this before, I had a lot of fear getting started, but I decided this was for me, that I wasn't going to let her past failure become my failure. It was going to be something different for me. So I joined February 10th of 2015, and that is a day I will never forget because my life completely changed. I was a college student at the time. I was 20 years old. And I was actually really crazy busy. So I'm shocked I said yes. I was taking 19 credit hours. I was working 3 jobs. I was in a sorority. And on top of that, I was a ministry leader for a student organization. So my life was like, and I was literally in my car driving from one place to the other, changing and eating fast food. And I was just ready for a change. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you know what I mean. So that is when I jumped in full force and I let that fear propel me as far and as fast as possible. I went Ruby in my first 2 months. I earned $1,000 bonus. My hot boyfriend Ryan joined me as well, and he earned $1,000 bonus. And from there, we hit a slump. Raise your hand if you've ever hit a slump in your business. I've been there. Let me tell you about this slump. I had an internship that I went into, and it was with 3-year-olds who had boogers and poo-poo all the time, and it was nasty. It was exhausting. It was a tiring time in my life. It was my senior year of college. It was summer as well. So I was missing out on the pool, the fun, all of that. And I put my business on the back burner. I was too tired. I was too busy. And I made all these excuses for why it wasn't going to work for me. But then I realized I never wanted this to be my full-time career. I didn't want to have to go home to my babies after literally wiping other babies' butts all day long, right? So that's when I sat in the car, cried to my mom, said, this is going to be my career choice. And I threw all of my eggs in a basket and I ran again. And it felt amazing. I finally found what worked best for me. I had an aha moment, and it was Instagram. So that is mainly how I work my business. I put all of my effort in there. I work this business like a business. It is no longer like a hobby. And my senior year of college was amazing. I was able to actually go to a conference, and I skipped classes to do so. I would make no more excuses to why I couldn't be working this. If a professor's class was really boring, I sat there on my computer and I messaged people. I did this business literally walking to and from class, and yes, I actually fell on my face and cracked my phone one day. So it happens. But I will tell you what, it took me all the way to Double Diamond after conference. After going and seeing what vision I had of where I was going, I went from Ruby to Emerald to Diamond to Double. Both Ryan and I earned $76,000 in bonuses. I was 21 at the time. And this literally blew my mind that I could make this income. The moment that I was making commas in my paycheck, I was seriously mind blown. And that is what took me to go triple right after that, is just knowing the vision of where I was headed and taking everybody I possibly could with me, making no excuses for why I couldn't do this, And that is what caused my success. So I'm really excited to share with you guys these aha moments that I've had, the deep down in the mud moments I've had. I'm going to share it all. So I hope your ears are ready to listen, because I am going to pour out everything. I'm a very blunt leader, so I'm really excited to share with you guys everything I've got.
You are, and you kind of, you reminded me a lot of how I was in the beginning of my business. And so when I heard you and I saw you, I realized I kind of strayed away from that. I stopped having expectations for the people who join my team. I don't know. Anyways, enough about me. I picked up on something that you said. You said you worked it like a job instead of a hobby. So can you talk about that? Because, there's 122 people on tonight. We have moms, we have single women, maybe there's some dads on here. We have boyfriends on here. We just have a lot of different people, but I would say the majority of these are working moms, and they have kids, and you wiping booties. Well, imagine working all day and then coming home to wipe booties. It's just like I just put my daughter to bed. It's been nonstop. So tell us a little bit about that mind shift.
Yeah. So I just realized that this was my why. And the why, I know you guys have heard this just beaten in your head, but it is literally what is going to change your business. It's what changed my business, realizing that there was going to be no more mistakes and excuses. I was literally going to just do whatever I could, and I did all of my best work during that time because I decided I was going to put my all in. So when you take all your effort and put your whole in, that is when you're going to see growth. So many times I see a lot of my leaders even where they are in a gray area. There's a gray area, there's black area, and there's white area. Which area are you in this business? Are you going to be all in, or are you going to be half in, or are you going to be not in at all?
Hey, time out. I interrupt, and I told you, I warned you about that. Let's talk about those areas. This is good stuff. This is really, really good stuff.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to make a scenario here. Are you the person that makes a post and decides you're going to wait for someone to come and message you first?
Yeah, I am. I'm that person.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you're not consistent. You're just waiting and you're thinking success is going to come your way. You're on the wrong side of success. You are a waiting type of person. You're maybe in that black area. All right. That's where you're really just not in at all, in my opinion. Then there's that gray area. You're like, okay, I want this. I'm going to a few one team, one missions. I feel it, but you're a dreamer. You're like, I want that. That's what I want. But then you got the doer, the person who's going to do it all. They're going to go to the events. They're going to not be in that gray area. They're not going to be in that black area. And they're going to put their full force, 110% forward. They're going to be posting. They're going to be messaging. They're going to be partying. They're going to be event boosting, whatever that thing's called, vendor events.
Yeah. And
they're going to be doing all of those things because they have to find what works for them. That was Ryan and I. And I have a funny example of Ryan. And
he God, actually please share this.
I made everybody. Yeah, he's over here too, hanging out. But it was just so funny because we tried everything. I mean, we did flea markets and everything, but Ryan tried Tinder. Now, we're a very strong couple, so it's really funny that Tinder was something he actually got leads from. So we used Tinder, which is hilarious. Didn't work out, as strong as Instagram may or Facebook might, but we used Tinder, which was so funny. So when you're just in that area of you will do whatever it takes and you will go to the wits end to kick your business to a whole nother level, you're in that area that you need to be. But you need to evaluate yourself right here, right now on this Zoom. Are you all in, you half in, or are you just not in at all? So think about those areas in your life.
And and I'll tell you, I think something that struck me about your story is you've been in half the time that I've been in. So, I mean, I'm coming up on 4 years. You're what, 2 now?
Yeah.
Almost, wait.
3 in February.
So 3, okay. So, no, I mean, I'm 4 in February. So, okay, I've been in a year. I've been in 1 more year. But what I love about you is that you've kind of experienced you've already kind of experienced the season, so to say, or the ups and the downs of business, because I mean, let's face it, this is a business, you know, I mean, it's not your traditional form of business, but this is a business. We have seasons and we have ups and downs. And, you know, I used to tread lightly and not want to talk about those, but since my mind shift the last 3 weeks, I am so open about talking about where I have been in the last 18 months. And I shared that with you and Ryan. You know, I was in a really bad place after I went ambassador because it happened so fast and I was going. And, you know, I even had people from corporate telling me the way you go, or you're doing your team, it's not going to last. You know, you can't have that much control. You can't do this for everybody. You can't do this. You can't do this. And so you start thinking about these things, and then maybe you're not signing as many people, but yet you're ambassador, so anyways, you have lots of things going at you. Well, you said you ran really fast to diamond, and then you hit a slump, you know, so you hit it before I did. But tell me how you pulled yourself out of that, because I think there's a lot of people on here tonight that feel like they've been in for a couple years and they're just like, you know, I mean, everyone's doing it. No one wants to hold a party for me. And you're not even a party girl, Katie, but you freaking booked parties this month just by stepping out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That is the only way out of your funk, is to get outside of your comfort zone. Like, literally, there's a book I'm reading right now. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
You guys know what I'm talking about? I say that to myself all the time. Like, it's kind of funny. I have 3 flights of stairs to get up to my condo, and a lot of times I use it then. I'm like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Run up the stairs, like, get up there, you know, but that is what I use. And how I get through those moments of like, I'm giving myself a pity party or things aren't going my way. And you're right. I really feel like there has been times where my mind is so stuck on like, man, I've had it all. You know, I've had team members put on me. I've had my volume drop. I've dropped rank. I've done this. But guess what? You have to find the blessings in every single bit of that journey, because now I can stand here or sit here and tell you guys these amazing things that happened to me, which weren't amazing at the time, but I have all of this knowledge, all of this experience to pour out into you guys. So that is why it's a blessing, and you have to take it as a lesson. God puts you through these situations, not for you to burn and to die and to fall out of this business, but to grow you. I had a girl today go to another company. And do you think I could stand here today and be all cry my eyes out? She left for another company? No. I just told my team it does not faze me one bit, because I know God put me in this business for a reason. I know that I go through challenges for certain reasons, for certain seasons, and I can stand here today and say, this is why God put me here, so that I can share with all of you guys why I go through these challenges and why you will too. Because everybody will have a challenge, a bump in the road, no matter what, but you're going to find a wall that you're going to have to break through, jump over, crawl under, go to the side of, whatever it takes to break down that wall. Because that moment when you get to the top or wherever you're headed, whatever goal you have, you're going to look back and you're going to say, damn, I did that. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, should we end the Zoom right now? No, I'm just teasing. We're not. That was amazing. That you really, like I said, you just lit fire me even more. But you know what's funny is, Katie, when I was going through this, like, I don't want to call it like a slump, because I was still enrolling people. I was still going through the motions, right? Because we go on autopilot, we go through the motions. But I was not getting to work. And, you know, Pam Souter is all about, and if you guys follow Pam Souter on Facebook, I mean, she'll straight up ask you, you just got to work harder. You just got to get back to work. When's the last time you put a wrap on somebody? And, you know, I excuse my language, but it pissed me off when I read that during my little slump, because I thought that she doesn't know how it is in the field. She doesn't know what I'm going through. It's hard out there. Like, people don't take me, you know, people don't want to rap anymore. People don't want to have a party. But you guys, what I realized the last 2.5 weeks since my Birmingham boot camp, She's 125% correct. During these times, you just got to get back to work. You've got to message people. And Katie, I share with you and your team, I messaged 100 and I think it was 75 people or 150 people to get my 5 parties booked. I mean, I literally messaged and texted that many people to get 5 parties on the calendar. And so what I'm asking you is, do you agree with that you just got to go do action?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I call it ambition. I call my team ambition for a reason. You know, we're not going to sit back and wait on things to happen. We're not going to let success roll over us. If you're comparing yourself to someone else's journey, then maybe there's something that you want out of their journey. Don't sit there and compare, because that's the devil right there. But I'm just saying, if there's something out there that you want, don't sit back and wait for someone else to have it. You have it yourself. So I think that's just something that we need to remind ourselves each and every day, is why we wake up, and that this business is incredible and fun. You know, for a while there, I actually worked too much. I think I worked myself too dry, where I would work all day long and then I would feel really exhausted. I would try to do power hours and then I'd feel dead after. And then I would want to go eat bonbons and sit on the couch. Mm-hmm. But instead, I've actually come up with a specific schedule. Now, I don't know if you guys are a checklist kind of person like I am, but I am a very to-do list oriented.
I'm getting that way. Do you know, between you and Lindsay Bishop, you guys are going to have me this time next year, I may be at conference saying I'm a little bit, what's the color, green? I mean, it's a long stretch, but I've been patting myself on the back lately, because I got all these spreadsheets up right now and these to-do lists, and I'm trying to change my leaf, right? Because we got to make changes within ourselves to see changes, right? So yes, you go ahead, talk about your checklist and your spreadsheets and your schedule and all that.
It sounds like a lot.
If it's Thursday, what are you doing on a Thursday? Because you have everything color-coded and labeled, and I don't know what else you got going on.
So it sounds complicated, but it's really simple. I am the type of girl that I'll tell you 2 scenarios. I used to be a college student, so things were crazy and busy. Again, my schedule was different then. I was working as I was walking. I was working as I was standing in lines. I was working when I was at the doctor's office. I found time during those moments. Now that I am a full-time college student, full-time work from home boss babe, I actually wake up and I sleep in. So I sleep in until about 10. I wake up, I do personal development. That is the to-do of every single morning. It is a book. It is my Bible. It is just podcasts, whatever I can get juice inside of myself, because that is the first thing that's important to me. Not my text messages, not my team. Sorry, team, but they're not my first of importance. It's filling my brain up and getting myself all juiced up so that I can pour out throughout the day.
So when you wake up, you don't automatically check social media and all that?
My phone will still be on the night mode. So during the night, I actually have my phone working for me through the app Captivate or through the app Cleaner. Oh gosh.
I'm telling you guys, she's all sorts of apps.
So, and I really don't have that many apps. I just got a new phone today, and I'll literally show you my phone because I don't have that many. Well, it looks like a lot now, but it's only a few. But Captivate is going to follow for you on Instagram overnight. And it'll follow throughout the day too, but you can use night mode. And then Cleaner for Instagram does the same thing. It just cleans up your Instagram, so it unfollows people. But that's what I do at night, and I leave it on. In the morning, I don't even turn on my phone. It's still on night mode. And then I go into my office because I work my business like a business, but I don't have a set time. And I'll sit down. I'll spend my time with the Lord. With my cup of coffee, and then I start my day usually around 12. It's 11:30, 12. I kind of get back to everybody around 11:30. I send back the responses that I got throughout the night. At 12 o'clock, I start my scheduled messaging. My team knows that I'm ready to go at 12, and they know my whole entire schedule.
This is your afternoon shift power hour, right?
Yes, this is what I call it's morning crew, but it's really in the afternoon. But it starts at 12. And at 12, we do 15 minutes of it's like a power hour, but it's only 15 minutes. So you do not get worn out whatsoever. I send out 25 messages. My team does the same. I have a team chat with my team, and I just say, hey, guys, who's ready? Round 1. And I actually have an alarm on my phone, so I usually just send the picture in the group and get them amped up. And then you'll see after 15 minutes, everybody's saying done, 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 done. Because I'm seeing my team do it with me, and it's awesome because we do it together. Then at 1 o'clock, we do the same thing. At 2 o'clock, same thing. And at 3 o'clock, we do the same thing. And in between that time, you got 45 minutes. So each hour you have 45 minutes to go sit on the toilet, cook your dinner, whatever you want to do. Like, it's the best. But you're not wearing yourself out throughout the day. And then I leave for my workout at 4 o'clock. And I go and work out, and then I come back, I cook dinner, and I do a night crew. So night crew is around 7 or 8, 9, 10, and 11. And we do the same thing. So if someone were to ask me what is most important in my business, first I would say personal development. Second, I would say messaging. That is what gets me the enrollments that I have, which are high enrollment rates. Even when some people say that some months aren't good versus the other. No, I'm still enrolling 20 to 30 loyal customers a month because I'm working, but I'm not exhausted by the end of the day.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, Ryan and I sit on the couch at night during the night crew, and we just watched some holiday movie, and I'm sitting there messaging. So I'm not just sitting on the couch, like relaxing and chilling. I'm still working, but I'm like not worn out by the end of the day.
And you guys, I want to point this out. I walked away after hearing all of this and meeting her in person, and I got to talk to her and Ryan for a while after our One Team One Mission, and immediately I wanted to maybe compare myself to her, but I can't. I'm 32, I'm married, I have a kid. Our lives are different. But here's the thing: what I love about Katie is that her discipline and her organization and her drive is what makes her successful. And I realize that out of those things, our lives may look different and we may have different schedules. Like I can't sleep until 10, right? I have to get up at 7 o'clock and get my little girl ready for school, and then I have to drop her off and blah, blah, blah. I do have that in my day, but I can be disciplined. I 100% can be disciplined in my business. And it's not all about social media. Yeah, she works her business from Instagram, and I'm not like that. So, the whole way home on the airplane, I was thinking about you, Katie. And I was just like, I can't be Katie, because that's the worst mistake that we can do, y'all, is try to be someone that you're not. The absolute worst mistake. You've got to be you. You've got to be who you are. You've got to be the special person and the special individual that God made you. But I try to think, how can I start being more like Katie? What is she doing? And I wrote down all these things, and discipline came to mind. I've never met someone as disciplined as you. And I'll tell you that because I picked that up on the first time I met you, or, when you were talking to us. You were disciplined to, that's something that I lack. And I've gotten so much better the last couple weeks. But anyways, so discipline, right? She matches energy. She runs with the people on her team, you guys, the people who want this. She's a no-nonsense girl. So she doesn't start group messages to chat about how your day is. So if you're in group messages and you're chatting about how your day is, that's a phone call to a friend. That's not in a business chat. So go re-look at the chats that you're in. Go re-look at the the groups that you're in. If they're causing you more distraction, Katie and I talked about this. Katie's not really a big believer in group pages. I love that. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But I love that. And we've implemented some of her things that she does in her group chat to a new team page, and it's been amazing. But everyone's different. There it goes. I don't think I could have 150 people in a group chat, but it works for Katie. So when you're writing these notes down, don't try to emulate what Katie is exactly doing. Try to think about how you can be more like what she's doing in your own personal way. The other thing that I love that you just said, and now it's going to leave my mind because this always happens. So keep talking, Katie, for a minute. What did I interrupt you with?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, now that I've just gotten off that tangent. But I just wanted to say the biggest thing that I think that we can bring from Katie is we need to think about the things that we're currently doing, what's working and what's not working, right? Katie, tell us a little bit about your group page versus group chat, like how you feel about that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely different. You know, actually some uplines have taken some
Oh
of my
no,
team
time
and
out. I just thought of my thought. So okay,
okay.
don't she's pretty much like 90% her business is on social media, you guys. And I admire her because this month I know her, she's stepping outside of her comfort zone because we've been talking, and she looked at me at Birmingham Boot Camp and she's like, I want to teach my team both ways. And I admire that about her because I've been in the business long enough to know that you've got to have both ways. Your majority can be one way. And when I talk about both ways, I'm talking about social media, or I'm talking about getting people's faces, go do those parties, go, network outside of the computer screen. I firmly believe we have to have both. So when she's talking about, the messaging and all that, you guys, in my mind, I was thinking like, I'm not like her on Instagram. But then I started thinking on the airplane, I was like, these are the people I add to Facebook through my talks at Target, when I'm at the cashier line with the person at Target, when I'm at my daughter's, school and I'm with the moms on the playground and I'm giving them my phone to add them to my Facebook. This is where we're messaging. So don't feel like you have to go be a pro at Instagram. If you are a blitzer and you're adding people in your community through other ways, take what she's saying and then put it in that outlet. Sorry, I had to say that.
No, it's okay, because I actually do all of those things too. I don't want you guys to just think that I do one thing and not the other. I absolutely do go out in public. I wear my gear and I talk to people out in person, and I don't make it complicated. I build a relationship with people. I don't bug them. I don't hand them a blitz card and I don't honestly ask them, hey, have you tried that crazy route thing? I don't do that kind of stuff. I actually just say, hey, your outfit is so cute. Where's that from? Like, so simple. Starts with a compliment. And that's exactly what I do on Instagram. It starts with a compliment. When I'm doing parties, I am so myself. I actually shared this at the boot camp that I literally am in my socks. Like, most of the time I hate wearing shoes. So when I do a party, I will be in my socks. And I utilize a live party as well when I'm doing parties. So you can do a party in person and you can actually record it live so that all of your people through social media can watch as well. So, utilizing all of these different ways are going to be a huge impact on your business. So I definitely want to throw that in there that, you're going to be good at one thing and keep that strength, but you're going to also want to be good at other things as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love, okay, so tell us go back to the team page and group chat. Like, everybody wants to know what you're doing in your group chat, all that. So and by the way, your boom contest, Katie, like on our new team page or whatever, where we're running with people, and I'll tell you right now, a couple of us have joined up and we did a team page where we just asked, who wants to run with us? And we had, just on Lindsay and I's team page with about 3,000, 4,000 people, we only had about 200, maybe a little bit more than that now. And your expectation to be on our page is you have to run an auto shipment or be commission qualified, because I feel like that's investment. We feel like, those are the people who really, really want it, because I've always run my auto shipment. And I know that you talked about that, or we talked about this on your team Zoom. That was never for me an option. It was the law, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I was a college student at the time and I never thought differently. I just thought, okay, I've got to try their products, because how the heck can I talk about them if I've never tried them?
And didn't you also feel more invested into your business?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was 100% in. Like I said, it's not a gray area. It's not a black area. It was a total I'm all in kind of thing. And when the moment you turn off your auto shipment, honestly, us leaders look at it as, okay, well, they're taking a step outside the business and they're not 100% in anymore. That's the way I look at it with my downline. So you can look at it how you want to, but that's absolutely 100% how I look at it. So
you have expectations for your downline.
Yeah, absolutely. So a question you asked me earlier was actually about chats, and I am totally against a lot of chats, which is different than most people. I think a lot of times people think that like having conversations all day long is like cool, but for me, it's a distraction. I'm in one chat, one. I used to have a Diamonds and Above chat with other leaders that they put me in that. I found it distracting. I found that other chats that were talking about all these other things were distracting. I am in one chat. so that I can focus all day long. And guess what? It gets exhausting when you see notifications for group pages, you see notifications for chat, and it's exhausting.
So can you imagine a brand new distributor like coming in and being added to all this stuff? Like I would have been like, peace out, bye.
Yeah. So that's what I'm totally opposite about. You know, my team, we do a boom challenge within our chat, and it's literally 100%. We are working, we congratulate ourselves, and once we get to a certain number, I do a free product drawing. So today we actually hit that number. I'm going to be doing a boom drawing, and then whoever wins that product wins the product, and then I mail it to them. But it's so exciting for our team because they're always congratulating one another. And the first thing I do when I sign a new distributor, well, I call them and I talk to them, and I have a set time for 15 minutes. And then I get to add them to that chat. And they're so freaking excited because it's not overwhelming. They don't see all this stuff on a team page. They're just seeing this chat and everybody's saying, welcome. How exciting is that? Like if I was a brand new distributor and someone was like, hey, like, I just want to welcome you to our team, and like we're in a chat, but you can turn off the notifications if you want. But if you're fully invested, like, let's do this, you know, and whenever you get your first 4 customers referred to your website, you get in a drawing for a free product. So they're so excited when they start. And I want to add to that with signing a new distributor. I used to overcomplicate how I did this.
Tell us about how you train a new distributor.
So anytime a new distributor joins with me, they will always go on a FaceTime or a call with me immediately after they've gotten their number, like their customer ID or their distributor ID number. They will be on a phone call with me. I have it timed. It's about 15 minutes every single time, unless the person's a talker. But the main things that I go over is personally enrolled team under the reports tab, so that they can see people who have ordered through their website coming through, and to make sure that their orders go through properly. The next thing I say is that there's an optional training, and it's the Training Academy on eSuite. That is it when it comes to the back office. I think a lot of times people try to talk about all this and the messages tab and all this other stuff. That's way too overwhelming. Even the document library I know is overwhelming. But if they're a determined person, they'll scroll through that, because I know I did that when I joined. So
well, what if they're not a determined person?
Then they're kind of like, I'll tell you in just a second what kind of happens. So I then ask them, you know, how do you want to work your business? Because I'm not going to just be like, yeah, you have to work social media. No, like I said, they can work it any way that they want to. And I'm, you know, evolved in that whole area. I can do parties, I can do person, I can do social media, I can do all of it. So when they say what they want to do, I run with that. I'll be like, okay, great. Like, we're going to get you started. And then I show them how they can enroll their people on their website. Like I say, okay, go to your website. It's so exciting that it's there. Yay, let's check it out. Then I'll say, you know, if you ever wanted a team member to join you, you just literally have them do exactly what you just did. Simple, right? And then I'll be like, and then you get to refer 4 people to your website. And guess what you get? $100 free shopping spree. And they're like, yeah. And then I just walk them through how
are you getting them to get their first 4 real quick?
That's where I immediately ask them what they want to do. And then we kind of talk about that for a second. But then I say, okay, let's go through the checklist. And my checklist has all of these things that I just said. And it literally is my team member that just joined. They're checking me off, which is so fun for everybody. I don't know why. They love to check me off. The first page is like, did we do our phone call? Did we go through the website?
So you're sending this to them?
Yes, it's a checklist that I had.
How do you send it to them? Through text, email, or what?
Through text.
Oh my gosh, I love that, because that gives them the power.
And they love it because they want to check me off. People love to check me off. I don't know. Oh my gosh,
that's genius. I didn't know that you did that. I never would have thought to do that.
So then the second page is like, oh my God, Katie's a rock star. She's such a great enroller. Like, I love her. Oh my gosh, she's awesome. And then they go to the second page. That's all of them. And like I said, if they do their work, they do their work. So on that list, on the second page, it literally says, this person would love blank. Blank would love blank. And I do like 30 lines, and it literally is like a brainstorming thing for them to be like, Susie Sally would love greens. Samantha would love hair, skin, nails. And they do that. And they have to send that checklist back to me so that I'm keeping them accountable. But guess what? They're holding me accountable. And then I literally say on this checklist, you must message me, because I hate it when someone doesn't message me first. Because I tell them over the phone, when you text me and you ask me questions, guess what, honey? That shows me that you're working, and that shows me that you're embedded and that you're excited. And so you message me all you want. And I literally pray for them to message me, because that shows me that they're a rock star. If I haven't heard from them, I already know they're out the door. I'm not really going to spend a lot of my time with them. And it's right there from that checklist that I know whether they're embedded, they're excited, their auto shipment's on, they're going through that checklist, they got their customers in their first 72 hours, boom, that's it.
That's
all.
So on the second page, you're giving them actual scripts to send to people?
Well, I have one, and it's literally the same message that I even send. It's
right.
hey, would you be interested in trying some products?
So tell me again what's on the second page. It's things that they're doing?
I can pull it up and show y'all. Hang on just a second. It's going to take me a second to pull it up, but I can screen share it really quick.
Yeah. That would be amazing. Or you can just send it to me and I can post it.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
You're so one team, one mission. I just love you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just typed it up myself. It's so cool. So this is what I send them. Call, FaceTime, let's schedule this, call within the first 24 hours. This is me. They have to make sure that I'm doing these things. I say to go over reports, personally enrolled team, explain there is optional training. And then this is very duplicatable for my downline as well. They can do this same checklist with their same new distributors. I walk them through how to enroll a loyal customer. I walk them through how to enroll a distributor. I add them to chat, which is always super exciting. I add them to the team page usually later throughout the afternoon, but I always emphasize on the chat because it's the lifeline of our team. And then I continue to check up with them, and then I said, let them know that they must text me. So that is the checklist for me. Then day 2 or the day.
I love it. Yes.
It's your chicken noodle soup peeps. I literally write that.
Call them. I love it.
So blank, this person would love the blank. And then they just go through this and then they send it back to me. And then I give them just a very brief message. Hey, I was wondering if you want to be a 90-day product tester for me using one or some of our products. And then I literally say, and I tell them, message me. Anytime that someone's interested, you have to message me, because I will literally compose a message so fast and you'll have this person signed up in a matter of seconds. And I sign up so many DTs, I get their customers so fast. So then I'll tell them, make your first post. But I don't say make this really annoying, typical post that everybody sees on Facebook. I'm saying why you started, really emotional. I had a mom who posted her baby when she was born, just, really deep and in depth about why she was getting started. Then I said, continue to ask me questions. And then I'm asking them questions in return that they send back to me. So, would you like for me to message you every day? Yes or no? Because I will. That really right there tells me if they're a rock star or they're not. What is the reason why you joined this business is another thing I have to know. And what is the goal you want to accomplish out of this business? That's all that they have to do on that checklist. So easy. So then, everybody likes fast cash, right? I was that girl that was I'm broke. I need fast cash. I don't need stuff that's going to take a really long time. So refer 6 people to your page. So instead of it just being 4, guess what? If you get 6, it's going to give you this much money. And I actually did the math. So if you refer 6 people to your website and you have them get, the loyal customer discount, then you get applicator rewards. So then I did the math there. So they're getting $300 there. Then I do a little incentive. So they get $50 gift card if they get their 5 customers in their first week, which is always really, really empowering. And then the next thing is they get that $100 free shopping spree. And then they can, in turn around and sell that for $150 in cash or whatever. And so that's how you make $500 cash in your first week. It's insane. But people literally see this and they just go for it. They're so excited about that.
Can I ask you a question on this document? Because honestly, this morning I was talking to some of the people that that I'm running my team page with, and I said, like, does your team do this as well? Because to me, this is totally duplicatable. Like, because I feel like it's kind of like teaching. I was in education, so I always throw everything back into education. But like in guidance counseling, when they're teaching us something new, we have like a system in place that we go by, right? So it doesn't matter what kid I'm working with. I could be working with a senior, or I could be working with a freshman, but I'm doing the same thing with that kid. And so I'm following the exact same system. So your team's using this as well, right?
Absolutely. They know exactly how to sign a distributor. I do the same thing every single time.
So everyone in your downline is eventually getting the same training.
Yes. Literally every single person gets the same training. They get the same chat. They get the same team page. It is not overwhelming. It is a checklist that they have to check me off. And then in return, I'm checking them off. There's going to be some people that just never even make it through the checklist and never text me back. That's going to happen. I call those people the kidnappers, and there was a lot of those back in June. But there's going to be people who are so excited to see that they could literally make $500 in their first week. Like, they see that, and if they need that bad enough because their why is strong enough, they're going to find any way possible. I had a girl sign up. I swear it was like 8 to 9 customers in her first week. She got her $99 back. She literally turned around and made so much money in wrap cash. And then she also signed a distributor, and she's almost an executive this month already in the beginning of the month. So, it's literally all about those personal relationships as well. So I'm talking like when I'm recruiting these people, they have to know that they're not just getting in this because they're just doing this. They have to know that there's going to be work involved, and it's going to be, if you want to make this money, you're going to have to put your work into it. So that's what builds quality people. I'll be honest with you guys. I used to sign up 20 distributors or so a month, and I was a rock star distributor enroller, and I loved those fast starts. But I'll tell you what, it is not exactly worth it because I was exhausted. Yes, this is duplicatable, but when you're having to check in on these new distributors all the time, it was exhausting. And I felt like I couldn't spend quality time building relationships with these new distributors. And that is why I get them on the phone. And yeah, there's some days when I'm like, I really don't want to get on the phone right now. But you just 5, 4, 3,
it's
2,
discipline. 1. And Joel Dunn said, forget trying to find your motivation. It's discipline. Find your discipline. And I've said this so many times. My team has heard me say this. My husband, his alarm goes off every morning at 5:30. He goes to work whether he wants to or not, y'all. He goes through his job being a high school principal or assistant principal, whether he wants to or not. He sees things that I don't even want to deal with. But why does he do it? It's discipline. It's not because every day it's rainbows and butterflies. It's discipline, and that's the root of all my problems. Like looking back in this business, I lost sight of all my discipline actions, just like you. You don't want to do this stuff every day, so to say, but you do. So, Katie, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you're a triple diamond. What rank is Ryan again?
He's a diamond.
Okay, he's a diamond. So eventually, like, you run this chat, and the whole okay, so when you grow bigger, how do you, there's only 150 people can go in one chat. So how are you picking and choosing what you're doing there, sweetheart?
It's the 150 people that are embedded and dedicated. Now, if I am a black diamond at that point and it's like I've got like 1,000.
No, but even now, you go to your app, how many active distributors do you have underneath you?
Who, me? Oh, it's like almost 1,000.
Exactly. But you're only working, yeah, I don't know. I admire that. You keep doing you, Katie. Don't ever lose sight of the working with the workers, because I feel like that's where sometimes when you grow so fast, you're like, oh, I can't keep doing these things because my team is so much bigger. But yeah, it's just like the company. Our numbers might be 200,000 distributors worldwide, but how many of those 200,000 are really active? That's the same thing on our team pages, you guys. If you have your own team pages, you know, go take a look at them. If they're dead weight to you, go see who wants to work with you, because I've met so many people in the last 3 weeks in my downline that want to run with me that I had no clue they even existed, because my organization is so big. But you've inspired me so much to work with the people who are really invested in this.
Yeah, you got to break it down. You really do. I used to look at the big numbers and I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's so many people. How do I train? How do I keep up? How do I do all this? And I broke it down. I broke it down to who wants this bad enough. In my team chat, they can leave whenever the hell they want to, and I don't care. I really don't. They know that. And if they're in that chat, they're ready. They're excited. It's like family within that chat. Like I said, it's lifeline. I'm serious. If that chat went away, I don't know what would happen. Like they feel the motivation. They feel the energy. I do videos in there. I do everything. And team pages, I'll be honest with you guys, I used to have a team page. It was all to myself and I loved it. And I was a great leader in that page, but it was just me. And my team only saw just me posting, just me talking, just me enrolling, just me doing this. And I decided enough with that. I'm going to go with other leaders and we're going to build a team page that isn't a lot. There's motivated people within there, but they're going to see the enrollments. They're going to see the excitement. They're going to see, you know, the energy within that team page as well. But it wasn't just me. Does that make sense too?
Yes, no, it makes.
Oh, I'm unstable.
Oh,
okay, good. Sorry,
there's a question. There's a question. Do you kick people out of your message?
Out of my chat?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I just deleted a bunch the other day. And people don't care. Like I want to think that seriously, I used to be in a bunch of chats that people would be like, oh, that girl left. She probably went to another company. Oh my God. And people start focusing on that. And that's negative. Like, ugh. But my chat's like, if someone has a problem, they can leave it for a day. That's fine. You know, I've even left chats for a day if I'm like, you know, at a funeral, if I've got other stuff going on, I'll just be added back in. But it's like, I think people focus so much on who's leaving, who's coming, who's all this. And I'm like, whatever. But if I remove someone, it's not a big deal. If I add someone, it's exciting. It's like, there's no emotion behind a lot of that.
Yeah, no, I love that. So, is there like a criteria though that gets to stay on your group chat or no?
No, but a lot of those people have their auto shipments on. A lot of those people go to events. A lot of those people are doing booms. You know, they're booming. They're signing.
Yeah, I'll tell you. We on our little team page, we started a boom contest, and in 48 hours, we had over 68 enrollments.
That's so awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's just so crazy, I think. And, you know, I think what's the biggest thing is just like the energy you get from people, even, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but like, it makes me, you know, I went home after Alabama or the Birmingham boot camp, and I put on an executive chart, Katie, because I just felt like I needed to start over. I felt like I wasn't leading like an ambassador. I felt like I wasn't, and I'm not giving myself any, like I got to ambassador in a great way, and I have a great team and a great organization, but me personally, I don't feel like I deserve that title right now because I haven't worked like one in a year or so. And so I put in an executive chart, and it's crazy how I'm like trying to go Ruby and trying to keep up with these people and it just puts things in perspective for me, like the people who really want this, who are sitting at distributor or executive and all that. It's just, you know, it just makes me realize like this is why we did this in the beginning, is to help all these people's dreams. You know, I mean, I got to check off all of my dream lists. I mean, and now I'm dreaming bigger, but now it's like I want to help all of these people check off things on their dream board, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, when I think about building, let's say I focus a lot on rubies, and there's a ruby leg, and let's say there's one person down there that has these 5 criteria. Okay. So you might want to write these down. You know, it may not be the whole ruby leg. There's going to be people that I would consider duds. But if this one person is going to events, they're posting, and that's consistently, not just every once in a while. If they're messaging, if let's say I give them a task and they accomplish that, let's say a task is, I don't know, like a goal that they want to achieve, and they say that that's their goal. And then the last thing would be if, I just lost my track of mine. Did I already say events? Events, messaging, posting consistently, task, and if they're active and they've got their auto shipment on. Okay, so those 5 things are what really mean a lot to me, and that is how I dig deep and I look at that person. If they are the only one out of that entire leg, totally fine. I'm going to run with them. And they're going to be bounced up, and then I'm going to run with them to Ruby. And then I'm going to find another runner, and I'm going to pour into them. I send a motivational quote every single morning to every single person I find that is a runner. So it's not everybody. It wouldn't be like 5,000 people. It would be like 30 to 40 or 50. And I just send a motivational quote every single morning, and everybody feels.
How do you find that I'm taking notes?
Like if they're in my chart or downline.
Yeah.
I follow every single person who joins my organization, knowing that they're coming through, team pages and in the chat. And then if that person is in the chat and they're not working and they're not talking in the chat, that's something I really notice. But I use the chat to go to their page to look at them. And as a leader, I look at those 5 qualities. If they've got that, then they're a runner. And I take them into my arms, basically, as a triple diamond leader all the way up there. And I will send them a message every morning with a motivational quote. As soon as I wake up, I use an app called Reach. Reach is an app that allows me to send out a mass message to everybody, but it goes to that person individually. I also use this in my follow-ups, which is amazing, by the way. It's called Reach, REACH, and it's green. It's amazing. And then that's basically how I find them. If I see them in the chat or the page, that's how I find them. Because, any new team member that joins is going to be added to the chat. Like, it's duplicatable. And then once the chat maybe gets too big, we'll notice that. We'll remove the people who don't do those 5 qualities. So then our chat is literally booming all the time. It's really motivational. And we focus on the runners.
Yep. And I want to get back to, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to let you close us out on anything that you want to tell us. But I want to, I understand why the company has to have ranks, and we have to have different promotion spots to get to. But I just want to reiterate the fact that your runners may not be your triple diamonds. They may not be your presidential diamonds. They may not be your double diamonds. You're a runner who fuels life into you, who wants this so bad and is going to do anything you ask them to do. They're going to be at every event. They're going to be on every Zoom. They're going to lead those team calls. They're going to give you the energy. Those people may be distributors in your downline. They may be sitting at distributor rank. They may be sitting at executive rank. It is up to us, and I have failed at this for the last 3.5 years. So if you're on my team, I apologize. I have failed so tremendously at this. But it is up to us to find the people in our downline that want this. And I don't care what your rank is anymore. And I understand why It Works has to have those ranks. I get it. But I'll tell you one thing. I left Alabama boot camp, and Katie Sullivan is more of an ambassador leader than I have been in the last 6 to 8, 10 months. And I will tell you that. So she hasn't achieved that rank yet, but she is acting like an ambassador leader. And Katie, for that, I am so thankful for you. And I keep telling you, in a year from now, when I'm back up in my spotlight, because I know I'm going to be, I am going to give you the biggest shout out, because that is the one thing that you taught me, is that it doesn't matter about rank anymore, you guys. It's up to us to find those people that want this. And that may mean you're a presidential and your triple leader may not be your leader anymore. It may be the executive that's 8 rows down in her downline that's killing it, but you've missed because you're so focused on that rank. So that's kind of what I've took away from you.
One thing I just want to.
You got it, girl.
I think my computer's being. Okay, sorry. My computer keeps going in and out. I'm like, ah. But so one thing I definitely want to say is that do not ever chase the rank, chase the bank. Okay, but with that being said, you have to pour into those leaders that are down in distributor level. It doesn't matter who they are, what their rank is. They could be paid as a distributor and they could be making $700 in wrap cash. And they just need your guidance because they have ambition. That's what I'm talking about. So chase, and for you yourself, chase the bank, not the rank, because you could be a triple diamond making well over, because of fast starts and because of Christmas cash, well over what nearly an ambassador diamond makes. So it doesn't matter about that rank. And I had a girl just quit, like I said, today, because she said, I've not made it to diamond yet. I've not made it to diamond yet. I've not made it to diamond. Who the F cares if you make it to diamond or to distributor or to executive? Who the frick cares? What matters is how many lives that you're going to change. And I said that today to Ryan. I said, if I died tomorrow on my deathbed, what would matter more? Because money wouldn't matter. I would be dying. Where the hell is it going to go? What would matter more is how many more lives can I impact? How many more hands can I grab? And that person say to me, Katie, you taught me everything. You taught me how to do this business. You taught me that I would never give up on myself. But people are so focused on that rank that it ruins them. It ruins them. And it ruined me for the longest time. I was like, you know, I'm just a Ruby. I'm nothing more. I remember at conference 2016, I went in and I threw my name tag in the trash that said Ruby because I wasn't just a Ruby. I knew that I was more. And that's what you have to think about every single day, because it's not about the rank. Those are just titles. What is inside of you is what you are born with, that God gave you to go out there and to impact more people. You are disciples for Christ right now in this business. And you go out there and you spread the word, through messaging, through partying, through do whatever the hell that you need to do to get your business off the ground. But if you're sitting on your ass right now, you're not doing God justice.
No, and you know, and this has all been this moment. Like, I'm going live with Cammie on Saturday morning, and I'm going to share this, and it's kind of making me nervous, but this is how I felt, because I feel like going ambassador I don't want to say ruin me, but I felt like I arrived and I was able, y'all, the money was great. Everything was awesome. I got there really fast. I got there for selfish reasons because we all do. We're all chasing these ranks and everything because we want to change our family. We want to change our lives, and that's okay. But this struggle that I've felt the last 18 months and like where I am now, I am like so on fire for It Works. There is not a doubt in my mind that this is where I'm supposed to be. I mean, Joel Dunn sent me a message, and I'm going to just read it to you guys because I've been talking to him and Stephanie, and he said, he goes, P.S. This is after the message he sent me, but he said, P.S. Even with the little glimpse they gave us into next year, I can't shake you enough and tell you how amazing the next 18 months are going to be. This is a business. Every business has ups and downs. It's just like school counseling. Like, year 1 was amazing. Year 2 wasn't that great, but year 3 was awesome. Like, that's how marriage is, right? I've been married for 8 years now, and I can think of 4 years that have been great, awesome, on fire for one another. And then the other 4, we've had our moments up and down. Like, this is life. And it's the people that stick with this and don't let things get in their minds, like rank. And I've been in the business for 2 years and I'm a diamond, but now I'm maintaining Ruby. That's okay. Your struggle is going to get you back to the top. Your struggle is going to be something someone out there can relate to, and they will feel it, and they will know that you're genuine and real. So, Katie, I just thank you so much for talking to us and just pouring into our team. I mean, y'all don't go friend request her, just follow her, but you probably just gained like 100 new followers. Seriously, you're amazing. And Katie, you and we've got to stick together. I want to know, I want to follow your journey, and I know we're not on the same team, but I want to learn off you, and hopefully you can learn something from our crazy team. We like to have fun, but anyway.
Absolutely. I always love learning from other leaders, and I think that's really important is don't compare yourself to other leaders. You know, you guys don't know my struggle. You really don't. And I just want to pour that out right now because I'm blunt. Like I said, you know, you don't know where I'm at. You don't know where I'm sitting at financially. You don't know where I am in my mindset every morning when I wake up. And, you know, I think that sometimes people think I've got it all together. My discipline is there. That's great. My ambition is there. That's great. I've got a schedule that works really, really well for me and Ryan. That's great. But you guys don't know that people are coming in, leaving my business, coming in, going there, looking left, looking right. I wonder if I'm a great leader sometimes. I wonder if I am worthy of something. I'm worthy of this rank or that or the other. Like I said, you got to put that to rest. I have to put that to rest every morning that I wake up. So when you get off this Zoom, don't think, oh, she's got it all together and I need to be just like her. You be you. You be you and you do you. But you get off your ass and you get to work because that is what is going to take you where you want to go. Not looking at what Cindy Lou Who's doing down the street. Because, yeah, maybe on social media she looks like she's doing a whole lot better. So take that and create a schedule for yourself because that will literally impact your business. And I wanted to answer this, Amy, really quick because I saw a lot of questions and I don't want to, like, leave y'all hanging.
Oh, yeah. I haven't even been looking at these messages.
I just was scrolling through and I was like, oops. Mondays, I chart. So that's where I find who my runners are. Like I look all the way down into that downline and I will find the runner even for the week. Then on Tuesdays, that's when I pour into my team really specifically. I grab their hand. I know who I'm running with and I pour into them. I use the Reach app to make it a whole lot easier for myself. But I send a message every single morning, like I said, to my team that I find on Pinterest, to be honest. But, you know, hey, it's a motivational quote. And someone just hears something. And every single day I hear something new from a new team member that will be like, Katie, I needed to hear that today. Katie, I really needed that. I've been having a rough time. And then I talk to them. I talk to them like I'm their mom or the best friend or whoever that needs to hear their story and their struggle. Wednesdays, I talk to my current loyal customers because they're so important. I check to see how their orders are doing. I send thank you notes. I've got them right here. I'm sending the cutest little things, or I about said Thanksgiving, Christmas cards ever to all of my current loyal customers, all of my team members, some sideline friends, and everybody. So,
hey, I better get one of those.
Yeah, I put you in the chat so that way you could tell me your address because I don't know where you live. But yeah, so I do those things, and those are building relationships. And then Thursdays, I PLC follow-up. So any potential customer that I've talked to, they're going to be on that list, and I follow up with them. And on Fridays, PDT follow-up. And guess what? I take time to rest, to enjoy my weekend. And I think that is very important in your business.
What do you do Thursday?
PLC follow-ups.
And what do you? And Friday is
PDT.
And then this is on top of your power hours every day.
Well, it's actually in between. So it's not a lot of work when you break it down. Like charting does not need to be a 5-hour ordeal. Like it's like, okay, you look for a second and maybe you take that second to scroll on Facebook to see if that person in the chat is working, is your runner. You spend that time. That's my kind of charting. I don't focus on, like I said, the rank. I focus on who's running. And that'll take me where I want to go. Not necessarily all these boxes and all. I hate charting. I'm going to be honest. And it may sound like I'm green because I'm organized, but I freaking hate it. So even Lauren on here, she knows I message her and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But that's okay. You don't have to know what you're doing. Just run with your runners and everything will pan out. And yeah, I forgot what other question you asked me.
No, that's That's the other question. Will you be our guest speaker at my leadership retreat?
When is that?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I love to speak. I really feel as though
You're awesome.
it's a confidence that you have to have. Like I tell my team all the time, confidence plus consistency equals currency. And that is a short way of phrasing it, but I'm saying, you know, confidence when it comes to, and if you can say something in the elevator with the person beside you, and you can spit out what you do in this business in a confident way in the next 5 seconds on that elevator ride, that's the confidence you need to have each and every day. Even when you wake up and you're feeling like poo because someone just left your team, or you're feeling like poo because someone told you they hated the products, or you're feeling like poo because you just deranked, because your volume's not where it needs to be on the 25th of the month. Who the frick cares? Wake up and change that confidence. Then consistency. Everybody's watching what you're doing from day one, the moment you started this business. And even when you're in that funk, if you take a nose plant to the ground, you better be posting. And I watched myself for 6 months in that internship not be consistent. And that is the lesson I learned from that. So I'm telling you guys, you're going to have these ups and downs in your business, but you're going to learn from each and every lesson you ever just experienced, okay? And then that will consist of currency. Don't focus. I know commissions just came out yesterday. Who the frick cares? Guess what? I loved what Chelsea Gilbert said today in our leaders chat thingy, because she said her check went lower this month. But she said, who the frick cares? Because last year, I did not make that much last year, but then this year I made $7,000 more this year. And in that moment, you can feel really down on yourself. But here's what I think about where I could be instead. And that's what scares me. My check went down like maybe $300, and I could be like whining and crying because that $300 could have done something really big for me. But then I think about, okay, wow, you know what? Instead, I'd be a 23-year-old working where I was supposed to be working, which would have been teaching. That was what I was studying to be. And I look at my cousin who's doing that day in and day out, not nearly making what I've made in a year as a 23-year-old. So think about yearly rather than monthly, because the amount that you make yearly will blow your mind. But when you look at your check every single month and you compare your check month to month to month, that's not what businesses do. When Starbucks looks at their checks, do they look at it month to month to month? Maybe. But they're going to look, okay, did 2016 have an impact on my check? Yes. Did 2017 have an impact on my check? Great. We're growing. That is what a business is. You are growing. You are always like, if you're going to be doing the same consistent thing you're doing today, a year from now, is your check going to be really low or is it going to be really high? Think about it that way, rather than facing yourself in the doubt that you're going to get from seeing a check that's not what you want. Quit with the expectations that you have right there.
That's amazing. I'm like taking notes, and I'm so fired up again. I just need you to schedule a weekly call with you. So fit me into your organized schedule, and everything's going to be great. Okay.
Awesome.
No, I'm just teasing. Katie, to think that how old are you again? 21 or 22?
23.
23. To think that you're 23, I know it's crazy to say this, but as a 32, almost 33-year-old telling you this, your mind it's not right for a 23-year-old. And I just want you to know that you are amazing. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to be a follower of you for forever till I die or you die, because I just want to see where this life takes you. Because, I know you're a networks lifer. I know that, but you're going far, girl. You've got the mindset and the belief in yourself that I wish I had at 23, honestly. So I am so thankful that I know you. I'm so thankful that you're in my life and you're in my corner now, and I feel like I can come to you with anything, and you're just on fire and you're amazing, and I am just so thankful, and I know all my team is. I keep getting messages after messages about how they're just so inspired after tonight. So I just love you. And anyways, thank you so much. And don't be surprised if in a couple of months I may just ask you to come back on and give us all a pep talk.
Yeah, absolutely. It fires me up. When I teach or when I speak, it fires me up. So
And
I
it
love it.
shows, and don't ever lose that passion. So, and I think y'all, the reason that she is this passionate for 3 years is because she's organized, she's disciplined, she sets boundaries with people. Setting boundaries with people is so huge in this business, you guys, because if you're not a good boundary setter, like moi, you'll let people suck the energy right out of you. So learn from her, take notes from her, and anyways, Katie, you're amazing. Love you. And you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Katie.